In 2025, LA was taken ablaze by large fires such as the Palisades Fire and the Eaton Fire. Although the death and destruction they've caused might be obvious, there are some underlying impacts the fires caused that might not be as well known.
Living in Los Angeles, California, wildfires are sadly nothing new. In the year 2025, in January, Los Angeles experienced the Palisades Fire, which scorched over 23,000 acres of land and destroyed 10,000 houses and businesses across Pacific Palisades, Malibu, and unincorporated sections of the Santa Monica Mountains, as well as the Eaton Fire, which destroyed more than 14,000 acres and destroyed 7,000 homes and buildings in Altadena, Pasadena, and Sierra Madre. Both fires combined killed 31 people in total and injured 12 people. To continue, they also burned a total of around 6,000 buildings, including Palisades High School, Will Rogers State Historic Beach, and the Bunny Museum. While these social aspects had a great impact on the communities living in California, there's also an extensive amount of environmental impacts that aren't known to many people.
When it comes to air quality, the most extreme air quality impacts were seen January 8th and 9th, with the daily air quality average being a PM of 2.5 concentrations at downtown LA Regulatory Monitor. In Compton, air quality reached 101.7 micrograms per cubic meter and 52.3 micrograms per cubic meter, and in places close up to the burn areas, it got up to 225 micrograms per cubic meter. When it came to regular drinking water, chemicals in areas burned by the fire ended up washing up into stormwater systems and waterways, leading to warnings for the quality of water. Even for oceans, the ash from fires that contained heavy metals ended up washing up in the ocean and affecting marine ecosystems, specifically at Surfrider and Dockweiler Beach. The growth of plant life is even affected as shrubland is slow when it comes to recovery, leading to invasive grasses moving in fast, making vegetative mats that make it harder for animals to forage, find mates, and escape predators. Now we have an interview from one of the wildlife animals affected by the fires. We're here today with Optimus Prime to talk about how the 2025 fires have affected him. Optimus Prime, what were some of the impacts you've had to deal with due to the fires?
Well, them freaking fires had me displaced. It's happened to many of my friends. I got a freaking smoker's voice because of all that ash in my lungs. My original home is gone. My carrot collection gone. My favorite museum gone.
As you've heard, Optimus Prime was one of the many animals displaced by the fire, which has disturbed ecosystems. Thank you for your time, Optimus.
Yeah, you're freaking welcome.
One question you may have is how we can possibly prevent fires before they happen. Well, the main problem is the fact that many of these fires start unnaturally and they constantly occur. The primary solution to stopping these fires would be to structure your environment around you. Examples of this would be to clear dry vegetation like dry brush, weeds, and dead plants. Focus on fire-resistant landscaping by replacing mulch with gravel. And lastly, use fire-safe materials when renovating your home like tempered glass windows to help protect against embers. However, if a fire is already occurring, some precautions you can take are listening to emergency officials for evacuation reports. If you see a fire, report it as soon as possible. Shut off gas in your home, such as the stove. Check your vents as embers can easily fly through. Make it easier for firefighters to get access into your home, such as leaving the gate open if you have one. Wet down your space, such as making sure you have lawn sprinklers that work. Locate your evacuation kits, which should include items like food, water, and clothes.
When it comes to bringing the environment back to health after fires, we can map out such test burn zones to help us evaluate the impacts of fires and guide us to restoration. This would allow us to identify where the vegetation has been stripped away so we can place the erosion and flood control using mulch, fiber rolls, store wattles on burned soil to slow runoff and prevent ash from going into local streams. Doing this would also allow us to act accordingly if we see that topsoil has become hydrophobic due to the high fire heats, so that we can break up the soil's surface and add mulch. It also allows us to get ahead on stopping invasive species from growing in before any shrubland. To encourage the regrowth, we can also reseed and replant non-invasive species. While the fires do affect people and the buildings they live in, they also have heavy damages to air quality, water resources, wildlife, and ecosystems. The effect these fires have can last for years, so it's best to hopefully do what we can and stop them from happening in the first place.